Hello my beautiful people, I'm Paulina and this is Masha and we are Russian banyas living in India. She is like a Persian banya living in India. Today I will talk about what Indians should know before visiting Russia. So number one is the language. Not many people in Russia speak English. I mean, I do speak English, right? But definitely not everybody. These days, the younger generation has started learning English, so it has become easier. But in my age, yeah, maybe I'm not the younger generation anymore, people could not really speak English. So the best, before you go to Russia, you learn a few words in Russian, like спасибо. Спасибо means thank you. Привет. Привет means hello. Как дела? Как дела means how are you? Those three would be enough. Oh, there's one more which is very important, which was the first thing I taught my husband before he went to see my grandparents. Я голодный means I'm hungry, but that's for the men. Я голодная. I'm a woman and I'm hungry. So that is one of the most important things, because if you're hungry, you just say it and then somebody will show you the place where to eat. Yeah, learn a few words, make sure you have the Google Translate, make sure you have everything prepared so you can travel easily without the local language. Then people think Russia is a cold country. It is kind of true, but winters in Moscow are not that cold. So it goes to around 0 degrees. 0 degrees, you need the stockings, the pants, a sweater, and you just need one extra jacket. And that's all. Winters are exaggerated. Summers, on the other hand, people think are hot. People think, but it is not true. They're really pleasant, I must say. Really, really pleasant. Like spring in Delhi, like right now, the flowers are everywhere. It's beautiful. But you need to get some sweaters, some light jackets, because it does get pretty chilly in the evening. So here, winters are not as cold and summers are not as hot. Then, Russian food. Russian food does not have masala. Like zero masala. Because Russians like to eat blunt food. So we just put a bit of salt, a bit of pepper, sometimes a bit of turmeric, and that's all. Russian food is blunt, so you gotta be prepared for that. And the majority of the things is non-veg. Russians live in a cold country, so to keep themselves warm, they need to eat a lot of meat. Meat is everywhere, and there are very, very few vegetarian options. So you must really explain that you do not eat meat when you order anything in the restaurant. Actually, it's very easy to learn. Let me teach you a word. Vegetarianskaya. Menu, for example. Menu, right? Vegetarianskaya means vegetarian. Very similar to English. Vegetarianskaya menu. Я means I am a vegetarian. Я vegetarianец. That's a very good thing to learn if you're vegetarian and if you're traveling to Russia. Another important thing is how you move around. Moscow is so large. If you drive from one place to another place in the traffic jam, might be 10 hours easily. Moving in the downtown is pretty convenient though, because even if you are taking a taxi, it's pretty fast, because downtown is not that super large. So if you're staying in the downtown and you're moving around, then it's simple. But I would not suggest a taxi. But if you do want to take a taxi, please download Yandex.Go. Yandex.Go is like an Uber. So those taxis are really nice and they're not very expensive. So you either get Yandex.Go taxi or you do not get a taxi. As simple as that. Because people can get cheated, like really, really, really easily. My husband, he went for the World Cup with his friends and then they got into some random taxi, not Yandex.Go. They agreed for 500 rubles. But when the guy was getting like closer to the destination, he said, give me 5,000. And those guys, there were 3 guys in the car, 3 guys plus the driver. And they were like, no, we agreed for 500. And then what he did, he got out his pew. He said 5,000. For sure they freaked out, right? Because they freaked out so much they gave him 5,000. That's a thing that can happen to anybody. So if you do not take Yandex.Go, please do not take a taxi at all under any circumstances. Instead, you can take the subway. So most of the time there is subway. In the downtown, the subway stations are at every 5-minute walk. And subway is extremely beautiful. Extremely beautiful. I suggest if you take public transport, it's the best. Seriously. Then let's talk about Russian character. Russians don't smile. I know it sounds bizarre because I smile all the time. But generally Russians don't smile. They don't smile at you on the street. They look very cold and intimidating. But honestly, that's not true, because Russian soul is a very warm soul. When you come to their house, they will do everything to make you feel good. They will make you food, they will feed you, they will make you some tea, they will do everything to make you feel welcomed. So Russians are actually really nice people and really warm people, but they do look very cold. Then Russians are generally really curious about foreigners, Indians included, because Indians look really different from Russians than about other white foreigners, because we have been interacting with Europe quite a lot, so we know Europeans, we have seen lots of Europeans, but Indians, it's something unique. Something cool, so they would be curious, so they might come to you and they would like to talk to you. Be careful here, okay? But don't go to their homes, because you don't know whether you get cheated actually or those people have good intention. There are no scams. Like in China, there are scams on the street. They take you and then they put you in some restaurant and then you have to pay a lot of money. In Russia, there's nothing like this. People, if they cheat you, they will cheat you in their house. If they just invite you to some restaurant or to the park, go. They would treat you the nicest. Another very important thing, cards do not work in Russia. Any Indian card I have, I cannot use it in Russia at all. How to deal with that? You take the dollars for whatever you need for your trip, then you exchange them in a bank. In the same bank, you can open a bank account, which is free. Deposit the cash on the card and then you can use it everywhere. It's gonna be simple. If you really need the money from abroad, say I'm stuck in Russia, I don't have any money, what can I do? There are a few solutions. So number one is the Union Pay. So Union Pay cards, they work. I don't think India issues Union Pay, but if you are an Indian who lives abroad and you can get a Union Pay, I suggest you get one card before going to Russia. Number two, crypto. I know, sounds cool, right? Crypto, Bitcoin. Yeah, I like Bitcoin. Anyway, so you can get account on the Binance. Then you buy some crypto, and then there are some websites in Russia which is called, I think, crypto converter. So from that Binance account which you bought, let's say Bitcoin, you can convert this Bitcoin to the money to your card. So that's a longer way, but it works. If that's an emergency, do it this way. It's actually a very good way, and I honestly think the best way to get the money in Russia. But the best way, just get enough dollars, really. So Russia is a beautiful country to visit. Summers are so amazing. It's the best weather ever. It's like Manali, Manali weather, the best. Winters are really pretty too because snow is falling, all the slides. So do visit around the Christmas time. Actually, New Year's are the most important festival for us. I will be making another video on the festivals. Oh, forgot, the leaves. So if you really want to see this beautiful autumn, it's so colorful, red, yellow and everything, do visit in September or early October. Don't visit after late October because it becomes depressing and there's no snow yet. So yeah, 3 best timings. I think I have talked about the most important things which you actually must know before visiting Russia. So if you have any other questions, write in the comments, I will answer, because going to a new country is a bit worrisome, it's a bit worry, right? So yeah, subscribe and hope to see you in other videos.